Salutations from Wizard Studios. I am the Wizard. We have a lot to get into today. Anthony Smith versus Glover Teixeira just ended, and I think a lot of people are surprised with the results. So, without further ado, let's get right into it. Alright, so Anthony Smith versus Glover Teixeira. Glover Teixeira gets the finish in the 5th round, and it was ugly. So Anthony Smith gets dropped in the 3rd, and Glover starts pouring it on, and somehow Anthony Smith survives. He survives the 4th, he survives the 5th. Now, let me remind you that Anthony Smith won the 1st round handedly. He was winning the 2nd round handedly until, I believe, he gassed out. His corner the whole time was egging him on, telling him, throw this, throw that, whatever. And Anthony Smith was listening, and he just blew his wad, okay? He just blew his wad. And Glover landed some big shots at the end of the 2nd, but still not enough to win him the round. Let's be real here. Comes out in the 3rd. Anthony Smith is tired, still trying to press on, but Glover knocks him down, lands bombs, tries to submit him, can't do it, just keeps, laying on him, landing bombs, round ends, same thing in the 4th, just hitting them, just keeps on. I mean, it's hard to watch. And there's talk of throwing in the towel from the commentary team, from DC, Paul Felder, John Anik. Surely, they're not going to let him come out in the 5th round, right? Surely they're not going to let him come out in the 5th round and take any more punishment. I mean, Anthony Smith is in the cage picking up his teeth and handing them to the referee. Surely the referee's going to stop this, right? No. None of this happens. They send him back out there, and he gets finished. It was terrible to watch, but, it is what it is. Anthony Smith is nicknamed the Lionheart, but you wish he did not have to see as much as we saw on Wednesday night, because, it was just, it was really tough to watch, and Anthony Smith is a good guy. You do not want to see this happen to a guy like Anthony Smith, but it happened. Next up, we have Ben Rothwell versus OSP. And this was a really good fight. Even though, there was definitely dull moments in there, the anticipation, because both of these guys have knockout power, was there the whole time. Now, Rothwell was laying on him, trying to wear OSP out, and OSP definitely got tired. He definitely was not used to carrying the extra weight. But he landed big shots on Rothwell and put him down several times in the fight. This fight could have gone either way, and I would not have been disappointed if it would have gone to OSP. But it went to Rothwell, and Rothwell did do enough to win. He controlled the octagon. He peppered OSP with shots the whole time. It looked as though Rothwell was the faster fighter. And that surprised me, considering OSP is the better athlete on paper. But Rothwell was the quicker of the two. And so Rothwell gets the victory. And Rothwell looked good in the fight. And OSP looked good in the fight. Both of these guys looked good in the fight. And I think OSP should definitely stay at heavyweight and get used to carrying the extra weight around in the octagon, because he definitely has more power in the heavyweight division, considering, Big Ben has a great chin, and to be able to put him on the canvas as many times as he did. And Big Ben was like, after the fight, I slipped a couple times. It looked like knockdowns. I don't know if I believe that. OSP is powerful, and he dropped Big Ben a few times. Good fight. So Alexander Hernandez versus Drew Dober. This was for a spot in the rankings. This fight right here was action-packed. They came out swinging, and you know, the first round could have gone either way. Alex was throwing and trying to keep up with Drew on the feet. He got a takedown in there, and then in the second round, Drew was just landing the better shots. And when Alex got the takedown after he was hurt, instead of trying to hold position, he's trying to land damaging blows. And that is where he made the mistake. Dober got up and started landing more damaging blows, and he put Alex away. And you know, Drew Dober is going to be a problem in this division. The guy has power in his hands. He's got crisp boxing, and he throws with conviction. Okay, I mean, the dude is a problem. He is going to be the dark horse in this division, and people better be on notice, especially after that victory, because Alexander Hernandez should not be taken lightly, you know, and he wasn't. And Drew Dober came in there and he put him away, and anybody that can put that kid away, look out, look out. Drew Dober is coming for the top 10. Ricky Simón versus Ray Borg. Man, this was a close fight right here. I thought that Ray Borg would just be a little bit better everywhere. And, you know, with the wrestling aspect, I still think that Ray Borg is a better grappler. I think that Ricky Simón is just a little too big for him. I really do. I think that Ray Borg is a little bit better. I think that Ricky Simón is just a little too big for him. I think with a little bit of time that Ray Borg, you know, put on a little bit of size, maybe. You know, Ricky Simón is just a big, strong dude, you know. And we saw that. We saw that in this fight. That helped him. And Ray Borg was landing powerful body shots, man. Ricky Simón was able to take those body shots, and that surprised me. Because those body shots were just, they were square. I mean, they landed flush. And Ricky Simón just kept coming, and it was a split decision. Even with the takedowns, I could see why it was a split decision, because he really didn't do too much with them. But, you know, hats off to Ricky Simón, dude. He came in there and he got the win. And after the, you know, the loss to Uriah Faber, coming in here and getting this win, good job for him, dude. Good job for Ricky Simón. Andre Arlovski versus Felipe Lins. A lot of people always like to write off Andre Arlovski. This dude right here, he just knows how to fight. Even with the weird southpaw thing, you know, trying to kick and throw punches, even though he's not a good puncher in southpaw, he would try to punch and it would square him up, and Felipe would tee off on Andre because it would leave him, you know, just squared up in front of his opponent with his chin right there to be able to be hit. And Felipe would hit him. You know, why not? He's right there. And Andre would take him. Everybody's always questioned Andre's chin. You know, he can't take a punch anymore. This dude took punch after punch and kept coming and kept coming and outpointed Felipe Lins over 3 rounds. Hats off to Andre Arlovski, proving time after time that he can fight, and he can fight with these young guys at an advanced age in the sport of mixed martial arts, because this dude was a champion back in the day, back in the, you know, the ancient days of mixed martial arts. You know, back when Tim Sylvia was, you know, the king of the division. And Andre Arlovski, time after time, pushes these young guys back and says, no, this is my time. And I love it. I love it. I'm glad that the pit bull is still around. Michael Johnson versus Thiago Moises. Michael Johnson might have the fastest hands in the 155-pound division. For the longest time, he was known as the guy to beat Tony Ferguson. For the longest time, he was known as the only guy to hurt Khabib Nurmagomedov. You know, knock out Dustin Poirier. He has great wins. He hurt Justin Gaethje badly. He's beaten great dudes. But when he loses, it is in the most heartbreaking of ways. I am a big Michael Johnson fan. I love watching this guy fight because it's fireworks. He throws, you know, with conviction. He's got dogs in his hands. The guy's got big knockout power, man. And he's just, he finds a way to lose when he's winning. It's just, it makes me so upset. I get so aggravated. I have to, like, walk away from the TV, you know, because I just get so upset. This guy is among the best of the best. Michael Johnson is a top lightweight. I don't care what anybody says. Michael Johnson is a top lightweight. And for some reason, now, he's lost 3 fights in a row. I do not want him to get cut. Like, I hope he doesn't get cut. But we know what happens when you get 3 losses in a row. Like, you saw his face in the octagon, man. Like, he knows what's up. He went down to featherweight. You know, we all remember when he was beating the crap out of Josh Emmett, man. Put his hands down, gets knocked out. Like, come on, dude. Come on. Kick out. Jesus, come on, man. Great win for Thiago Moises. I mean, he was getting outclassed in the strike, and he hangs on and gets the victory. They called it a heel hook. It's a straight ankle lock, guys. Come on. Come on, man. Paul Felder, DC, you're fighters. You should know what that is. You should know what that is. Great win for Thiago Moises. Great win. Michael Johnson's a heck of a opponent, you know, and to get that win, great job. Great job. So now we're going to go straight into Saturday's fights, guys. Now, this heavyweight bout between Alistair Overeem and Walt Harris, I believe this is going to be fireworks, okay? Overeem coming off of the knockout loss to Rosenstrike, and Walt Harris, you know, he hasn't fought in a while. The whole thing with his daughter, he's going to come in here guns blazing. So I really do think that Walt Harris has a good chance to beat Alistair Overeem. On paper, Overeem is the better fighter, but Walt Harris does have knockout power. Walt Harris has gotten really, really, really good. I mean, I really believe that Walt Harris is extremely underrated in the heavyweight division. I mean, the guy's got serious knockout power, and I believe that he has a chance to knock out Alistair Overeem. If Alistair Overeem, for 1 second, puts his hands down and Walt Harris connects, it's lights out. We all know that Overeem has taken a ton of damage over his career. We all know that Overeem has been knocked out, you know, a bunch. I mean, let's just be honest. Overeem's hit the canvas a few times. So I'm going to go with the upset in this one, and I'm going to take Walt Harris by knockout. I mean, the guy is fighting for a lot right now, and I'm going with Walt Harris. Next up, we have Claudia Gadelha versus Angela Hill. Now, this is a very fun fight. Angela Hill has been fighting a lot. Angela Hill has gotten a lot better. Angela Hill has very good striking. I give Angela Hill the advantage on the feet. Claudia Gadelha has a huge advantage on the ground. I believe if Claudia Gadelha gets this fight to the ground, I mean, I just don't think that Angela Hill can swim with her on the ground. But Angela Hill, she's finding ways to win. It's so hard to bet against her right now. And I know that Claudia Gadelha is, you know, she was really close to beating Joanna. You know, she's also awesome. I mean, Claudia Gadelha is great. But Angela Hill lately has been on fire. And I I don't know. For some reason, even though Claudia Gadelha is just so much better than her on the ground, and it's just a clear advantage, my heart's telling me to go with Angela Hill. She's just been so active, and the more I'm thinking about it, the more I'm thinking that she's going to find a way to get up if she gets taken down. I don't know. I don't know. It's just my gut feeling. Even though Claudia Gadelha is so much better, I've got a feeling that Angela Hill knows that and has a game plan. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. I'm going with Angela Hill, guys. Angela Hill. I got a feeling. We'll see. So this next one, Dan Ige versus Edson Barboza. This one right here screams fireworks. I do not know how Edson Barboza is going to make featherweight. I would have guessed he would have gone up because I did not see an ounce of body fat on him when he was making 155. So maybe he knows something we don't know. Maybe he's losing muscle. I don't know. But Dan Ige has power in his hands. Edson Barboza, one of the best kickboxers to ever be in the 155-pound division. Automatically one of the best kickboxers to be in the 145-pound division by going down there. So when he goes down there, when he's fighting Dan Ige knows automatically not to be in kicking range. Oh, huge no-no. Automatic. Cannot be in kicking range. That's where you get decapitated. Okay? So, if you're not in kicking range, you're in boxing range. For Edson Barboza to be in boxing range with Dan Ige is huge for Edson. That you cannot do that. Dan Ige is too powerful for Edson to be in boxing range. So you're going to see that. That's going to be where the battle is taking place. For Dan Ige to stay in boxing range, for Edson Barboza to keep it in kickboxing range. And that's going to be the story of the fight right there, ladies and gentlemen. Who can keep it in their respective ranges? And I mean, this is going to be a big feather in the cap for Dan Ige if he can take out Edson Barboza. And we're going to see if Edson can make weight. That's going to be a big story. I just do not know how Edson Barboza is going to be able to get down to 145 pounds. I know he was unhappy with having to wait so long for a fight. He was calling for his release. We'll see what happens. I hope that he does it safely. Obviously, I'm a big Edson Barboza fan. He's a nice guy. Got a lovely family. His son loves jiu-jitsu. You see all that stuff. I mean, he's just an all-around great dude, and he's had some tough losses. I just want it to be a good fight, and I want him to make weight successfully. And, I mean, this fight screams fireworks. I think Dan Ige is going to win by knockout, though. I think that Edson, in his last few losses, has taken a ton of damage. And it's just hard. It's hard to come back from that. I mean, the Kevin Lee fight, the Justin Gaethje fight, it was a lot of damage. We'll see. All right, Eric Anders versus Christoph Jaco. Now, this one has fireworks written all over it. Eric Anders, big power, very athletic, always comes in guns blazing. Christoph Jaco, you know, the guy knows how to win. Let's just say it that way, okay? Now, the way I see it is Christoph Jaco, if it goes to decision, he's going to be the one that takes the decision. If there's a guy that's going to win by knockout, it's going to be Eric Anders. Now, if I had to call the more powerful of the two, it's Anders, right? Now, if it goes to the ground, Jaco is the more seasoned guy there. But I really think this fight's going to take place on the feet. For some reason, that's the feeling I'm having, okay? So the way I see it is, I think Eryk Anders is going to be able to get the knockout. For some reason, I think Eryk Anders is going to get the knockout in this one. So, let's go Eryk Anders by second round knockout. Last but not least, Song Yadong versus Marlon Chito Vera. This one right here, you want your barn burner? Here's your barn burner. Guys, I have been going back and forth. Even right now, I'm going back and forth. Okay? Marlon Vera, you can really never bet against this guy. Song Yadong, if it wasn't for the illegal knee in his last fight, he would have won that fight, and the guy's just a winner, okay? It ended up being a draw, so he still didn't lose that one. Now, I really think that Marlon Vera is just, it's just something about him, okay? Marlon Vera, I don't want to bet against this guy. I believe that Marlon Vera is going to get the victory here. I don't know why. I just think that he's going to find a way to win. I think that he's a little quicker than Song Yadong. I could be wrong, but I think he's a little quicker. I think he's a little bit more fluid with his striking, a little more unorthodox, if you will. And I think that's going to pay big dividends in the fight. Now, that's why we have the fight. Song Yadong could prove me wrong there. But Marlon Vera seems to be on a mission. And I feel sorry for anybody that steps in front of him on his way, you know, to succeed in that mission. So I'm picking Marlon Vera here, and I think he's going to get it done by decision. So there you go. So I don't know if you guys have heard, but Khabib's dad has been put in a coma, and my heart goes out to Khabib. I know that he's very close with his father. His father trained him for many years, still trains him now. And it sucks, man. It sucks. My prayers and my thoughts are with the Nurmagomedov family, and I just hope that Khabib's dad gets better. A lot has been said. Dana White is saying that, you know, they're still trying to put on the fight in September now or whatever. I don't see that happening now. I just don't. Khabib is very close with his father, and until Khabib's father is better or whatever happens, I do not see Khabib signing a bout agreement. I do not see Khabib agreeing to do anything until Khabib's dad is 100% healthy, or Khabib is, you know, done grieving or whatever, man. I just don't know how a guy who is so close to his dad, who has been trained by his dad since birth, you know, is going to do anything with his father laying in a coma. I just don't see that happening. So I just my thoughts and prayers are with Khabib and his family. Now, Dana White is also saying that Dominic Reyes could be facing Glover Teixeira to see who the next John Jones opponent will be. And now, I want to say this. Glover Teixeira performed amazing. Okay? I know I said a lot about Anthony Smith earlier, but for Glover Teixeira to weather the storm of Anthony Smith, to roll with the punches of Anthony Smith, and then to put on his own storm, was absolutely just beautiful to see from a 40-year-old Glover Teixeira. I mean, you know, he's the Tom Brady of MMA right now. You know, I mean, that was beautiful to see. So Dana White then said, let's see Dominic Reyes versus Glover Teixeira. And I was thinking, well, Dominic Reyes, man, I don't think Glover can withstand that. But I was thinking the same thing about him and Anthony Smith. I just don't think he could withstand that. I was thinking Anthony Smith versus Dominic Reyes. That was what I was thinking. But, man, maybe Glover can withstand that. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I don't know what I'm talking about. Maybe Glover can hang with Dominic Reyes. I think Dominic hits a little bit harder than Anthony. But the way that Glover was rolling with those punches was just beautiful. I mean, he was taking 40% off of those punches from Anthony Smith just by the way he was rolling with them, man. It was on another level. It was like Floyd Mayweather rolling, you know. So I really believe if they make Dominic Reyes versus Glover Teixeira and Glover gets past Dom, that right there is like a title in itself for Glover Teixeira. Wow. Now, a lot was made about Marvin Vettori, you know, going after Carl Roberson or whatever. Security broke it up. Marvin Vettori, the dude's really good. The dude hasn't fought in a while, and he feels like he beat Israel Adesanya, okay? Israel Adesanya is now the champion, and Marvin Vettori, I believe, still isn't ranked. So, you got to feel a little bit for Marvin Vettori. Now, his fight gets canceled because the guy didn't make weight. And not even that. The guy missed weight by so much that he was deemed medically unfit to even keep cutting weight. So, Marvin Vettori was dealt just a crappy hand altogether. Now, you got to think, hopefully, you know, the UFC gets Marvin Vettori a fight soon. Hopefully, Marvin Vettori gets an opponent that'll take the weight cut more seriously. And hopefully Marvin Vettori, you know, gets a little bit of love in the rankings too, because the guy is good. The guy is, go back and watch the Adesanya fight. You'll see just how good Marvin Vettori really is. Okay, and last but not least, a lot has been made about Dominick Cruz saying that Keith Peterson smelt like alcohol when he came in and stopped the fight with him and Henry Cejudo. And now, Herb Dean has hence therefore came out and done an interview with, I believe, the Schmo, and said, hey, we're with all of the referees. Like, all the referees are together, okay? We're together all day. And if any of us were, you know, suspicious of any of the guys, we would not allow that person to go out there. So, you got to think, not only is that a black eye for the sport of MMA, not only is that a black eye for the whole list of all the referees, but that's a black eye for Dominick Cruz. Like, the guy's been known to be a great winner. The guy was known to be a great loser. Now, I mean, he was known to be a credible guy, is what I'm saying. This is not what credible people do. From what Big John McCarthy says of Keith Peterson, he does not drink at all. He's never seen him smoke a cigarette. The most that Keith Peterson does, according to Big John McCarthy, is sing in a punk rock band. Last time I checked, that was not a crime. Last time I checked, that had nothing to do with alcohol or cigarettes. I'm very disappointed in Dominic Cruz. This is not like him. It's I mean, it just taints the sport, and it's sad. We'll leave it at that. That's all, guys. If you liked what you saw, make sure you give this video a thumbs up. Also, subscribe for more MMA content, and we will see you guys in the next one.